Yo, what's going on everybody? Back with another reaction video. Today I will be reacting to why so many American homes are flimsy. Let's get right into the video. This video was highly recommended. Thank you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on.
You can hear conversations through the walls. Footsteps up the stairs. Banging pots in the kitchen.
I promise you, it don't matter if you're in the basement. You can still hear me coming up the basement steps from upstairs. Mind you, we still got the middle level, which is the kitchen, the living room, the family, the dining room. Why can you hear me? Now, they can't hear me talking or anything, but there's always that one little, that one little creak in the step. Oh, you always hear it. So I got to make sure I walk around it. It's like to the point where there's certain places and like certain, floor spacings and floorboards that I know not to step on just because they squeak. Nope, we're not doing that.
And when you're across the house, that's just life in most American homes.
I promise you.
Walls are thin and the opposite of soundproof. And something always needs to be fixed. And most homes aren't even that old. There should be no excuse that they're falling apart. But why are they like this, especially when other areas have sturdy, thick houses that last hundreds and hundreds of years?
Please.
The answer isn't just capitalism.
Our homes last like 30 years,
the video just
40 years.
It's actually a lot more complex, and the solution isn't easy.
Ain't this something,
If you're
man?
looking for one quick thing to blame, you can look towards George Washington Snow.
In 1832, the civil engineer was tasked with building a Chicago warehouse as quickly as possible from the local softwood. So he got creative. Snow used 2x4s to assemble hollow walls, several stories high. The method let individual workers handle assembly, leaving only one person to nail it all into place. Snow completed the warehouse in record time. The method was called balloon framing, and it became the construction method of choice in Chicago. But balloon framing didn't take off until the 1940s, when America was experiencing a post-war boom period. More Americans had money than ever before, and they wanted the American dream, a house. They could suddenly afford to buy homes in sprawling new suburbs, and contractors knew they could make a killing if they could produce enough homes to satisfy the demand. Balloon framing and its successor, platform framing, allowed contractors to frame houses basically overnight. But there was something unique about balloon framing that made it only feasible in certain countries, like the U.S. and Canada, and not in Europe.
It's only the fact that I'm sitting here thinking like, my development was built first. In the past 2 years, they built 2 more developments. I'm sitting here thinking to myself now, like, wait a minute, now that I'm really looking at it, maybe if I walk up on one of these 3-level townhouses and just, it's blowing down. It's going away. It's going away, man. How they build them so quick like that?
Massive quantity
the framework is weak.
Mature trees.
I know it's weak.
And America had an abundance of super tall, mature trees. Plus, it was an easy and cheap construction material for the newly growing suburbs. Wood is sturdy, yet flexible enough to withstand low-intensity earthquakes and tornadoes. If you want to hear about all of wood's good qualities, check out our video on the subject here. In Europe, wood is still incredibly expensive because so few forests remain, and what they do have is heavily protected. So the average European home is built with brick, stone, or concrete,
That's not going nowhere.
They're many centuries old. These materials can be sturdier and safer than wood. A concrete masonry wall has a, shocker, higher fire insulation property rating compared to a wooden frame wall.
Oh, we know that.
One of these concrete walls has a fire rating of around 4 hours till it's destroyed, as compared to a wooden framed wall, which only has a rating of around an hour.
Oh, man.
Insurance carriers also have long-term data suggesting that homes constructed of brick.
Well, my house is made out of brick. All brick. Yeah. Yes, sir. My house is made out of brick.
Are less likely to be destroyed by natural hazards.
Yeah.
And if saving money is your game, the U.S. Department of Energy estimates that you could save $340 a month or over $4,000 a year on heating and cooling if you live in a brick house over a wood one. It's estimated that losses from wildfires have added up to $5.1 billion over the past 10 years, a number made even more bloated by all the wood-framed houses.
See?
Now, to be clear, wood isn't necessarily a bad building material.
I mean, take a look at the Fairbanks House in Dedham, Massachusetts. It's been standing since 1637. But in general, wood is harder to maintain. In fact, without maintenance, many houses won't make it to 30 years.
And to many Americans, that's just the right amount of time.
The U.S. Census says that the average American moves
yeah.
houses 11 times in their life.
That's not, no. But that was my guess. My estimate was around 30 to 40 years. And that is still too soon. 30 to 40 years. Man, this house better last me 100 years, 200 years. Yeah.
Time. That figure across 16 European countries? About 4 times. Since Americans are constantly moving their homes, they don't need them to last as long. They expect a semi-new home wherever they go because with the increased owner turnover, regular maintenance isn't normally done. It's easier just to rip it down and start over fresh.
Very true.
But why do Americans move around so much?
You can blame the job market. In America, it's much more common to hop around between companies. The opposite is true in the European Union. The World Bank reports that the median tenure of the average U.S. employee was 4 years, while the median tenure in the EU was 10 years. Part of that culture of constantly shifting jobs is moving to a new area to take that job, meaning you've got to move houses.
That's what my mom had to do, man.
So, short
From New York
story,
to New Jersey.
blame George Washington Snow. Long story, blame the shifting U.S. job market.
Interestingly, we aren't the only country in the world to have famously flimsy houses.
We share that title with Japan, and they're actually worse than us.
Houses in Japan depreciate like cars do in the US.
After 20 years, a Japanese house typically loses all of its value and is, on average, torn down just 30 years after being built.
Oh,
According
wow.
to a paper by the Nomura Research Institute, it's a major obstacle to affluence for Japanese families. The collective waste is approximately an annual loss of 4% of Japan's total GDP. The total amount of new houses built in Japan every year is on par with the United States, despite having only a third of its population, which is shrinking every year. 87% of Japan's home sales are new homes, compared to only 11 to 34% in Western countries. Part of the
That
reason
is-
for this
yeah, I
is that the
mean-
Japanese love new things. Their frequent and severe
We like new things too. I like new things. I know y'all like new things.
earthquakes make old houses, cheap wood frame houses from the same post-war boom we had, dangerous and without proper seismic reinforcement. It's considered futile to invest in their maintenance or try to improve them. That's especially reinforced, the Nomura Research Institute says, by concepts of impermanence in the Shinto religion. Take a look at Issei's Grand Shinto Shrine,
That looks
a
nice.
huge religious site that is rebuilt from scratch every 20 years.
Every 20 years?
Unfortunately, it's very expensive
got money.
when you apply that same principle
Y'all got
to
that
houses.
money over there. That's what y'all
Americans wanted cheap homes to fulfill their dreams of home ownership after World War II. But the tricks that contractors used to make that happen have made it easy for us to view homes as disposable and unworthy of repair.
got. Right.
But times could be changing. A recent trend that hasn't unseated wooden framing yet is modular or prefabricated homes. Modular homes are constructed in sections away from the building site and then put together on the property. But they're actually framed with 8 to 10% more wood, so they're extra strong for transportation, and are designed to be sturdier than regular homes. Instead of nails and screws, walls are connected using joints and strong glues. It's a method that has become increasingly popular for making tiny homes, but hasn't managed to beat out balloon framing on the most important thing to contractors: price.
Exactly.
Modular homes sell for less than regular homes,
Yep.
even though they can be slightly cheaper to make. So contractors avoid them in favor of more profit.
If Americans decided to stay put in one home and invest in it, that might change.
But the cheap efficiency of wooden framing and the necessity of moving to advance one's career are hard lures to resist, especially when everyone else is doing it.
So I suppose you can really just blame it on trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yep. That's exactly.
How many times have you
what we
moved
gonna
in
blame
your
it on.
life? Let us know in the comments. Make sure you like.
I moved about 5 times in my life. Yeah, that's not a lot. I'm 21. I moved around about 5 times in my life. But I've stayed in each location for about at least 2 years plus. And they have all treated me well. Very well. I ain't never had no issues. Had to get a whole bunch of work done on my homes or nothing. Well, a few of them were actually apartment complexes. Then one was a townhouse. It was a bunch of different, little steps. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. Let me know what you guys thought about this video in the comments down below. Feel free to check out my Twitch, my Discord, and second reaction channel. Of course, the all sports videos in the description down below. I love you all and thank you so much for all the support. It means so much. Merry Christmas to you all too. I know we say happy holidays over here, but I'm just gonna say Merry Christmas to you guys. I know you guys don't say happy holidays. It's because we kind of, we tend to combine the New Year's and Christmas together. That's why we say that, but with further ado, it's your boy Strac Reacts, clocking out with another reaction video. Thank you so much for stopping by today. It means a lot. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in my next one.